I want to bring this up. I was reading this, and I thought it would have been awesome for this particular panel right here. You know what I'm saying, with Tia and Jay here today. Because now we have two men against one woman. So we have some testosterone advantage up in
We
this
started conflict.
up in this giant. So I read this, and I want to start with Tia on this because you know what I'm saying. I want to you to just give me your input on just this statement.
Okay.
Men are shamed for not being providers, criticized and divorced for being too busy and being a provider, and judged harshly when they ask for respect and submission in return.
Um, you know what? I think that can apply, right? I think it goes both ways though too.
Don't that's a cop out. Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there because you know what I'm saying. And I say this. I'll come to you peacefully with this.
Okay.
Anytime that and I'm gonna put me in this, you know what I'm saying, and we're challenged with this particular type of question, you know what I'm saying, when we're dealing with this type of subject,
Mm-hmm.
and to say that it goes both ways is a fact,
Yeah.
but it shouldn't be something you lead off with. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Because it's a cop out to the rest of your conversation because you have a lot of important things to say,
Mm-hmm.
and don't start off. You can, but I wouldn't start off with that because it kind of negates to what you're gonna say after that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
Because
see.
it's
This is
like
the only
feelings. It's like
reason.
feelings. Let me say this, and I'm gonna let you continue. It's like feelings, and what we've learned about feelings. Because if I tell you, Tia, what you did at the restaurant the other day when the crew was out eating and everything like that hurt my feelings. The first thing that you're gonna say, because you're on point with your communication, is
Mm-hmm.
first of all, I apologize for the way you made you feel
Okay.
off the top.
Okay.
You're not gonna start off with, "Well, you made me feel the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
time we
yeah,
went." It's the same concept.
I
yeah.
mean, you know what? I've done that though, being immature. I
Yeah.
think we all do that, being immature
Yes.
sometimes and not
Yes.
wanting to take accountability, right?
Yes.
So I guess the only reason why I started it off by it goes both ways is because I know I've been through stuff with men and they haven't provided. But I'm the type of person, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're not providing. I'm just going to try to do everything that I can to provide for us, right? Or I feel like just growing up around women all my life, I've seen that statement,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, and then also too, growing up and looking at the world too, I've seen where men have provided and have been there, and then that woman is not there and
Right.
not doing what they need to do.
Yeah.
So that's why I started off with it can go both ways, right? I just feel like sometimes too with men, um, I feel like sometimes you guys really don't know how to leave sometimes.
To leave?
Yeah, to leave when it
Okay.
comes to statements like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and this lady is still complaining, or this lady is not doing what she needs to do,
Mm-hmm.
right? I feel sometimes. So that's why I just said it can go both ways because just depending on who you are and what type of situations you've been in,
Mm-hmm.
a man can easily say that, right? Like, hey, I'm providing, I'm doing everything I need to do. What are you doing? Oh, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And then you have a situation where that woman is providing and doing everything, and that man is not doing what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have that woman that feels that way. So that's why I said it could go both ways.
Because thank you, and thank you for that, because it's kind of like a damned if you do and damned if you don't situation. Because the simple fact is, if a man is out there providing and he's doing what he got to do, he's got to go some places. He got to do some things. He's got to show up. You know what I'm saying? And not only show up, but still take care of things outside of there. And
Man.
that takes away time from the house. So
Yeah.
therefore that initiates a conversation where you always gone.
Yeah.
You're not pouring into the relationship. You're always going, you're missing and this and that and other, or she lets her mind just go away without
Hmm.
processing it and just thinks he's cheating and this and
Mm.
everything like that. On the other hand, if he's at home all the time, you know what I'm saying, then you living at a minimal capacity.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How can he provide for this whole family, this whole household, and maybe some siblings to come along, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, if you don't let me get out there and grind or grind with me? So therefore it's a catch 22,
Yeah, it is.
Jay?
Man, that's where we experience this double standard, right? I think there's a double standard out there, like hugely. Like me, I'm not gonna say I'm in the dating pool, but I'm kind of
You're
out
single?
there. Yeah,
Single?
yeah, single and ready to mingle.
He ready, y'all. He
But
ready.
I see what's going on out there. Like we're held to certain expectations, right? And if we can meet those expectations, a lot of times there's no we're not even looking for acknowledgement in most cases, but we
Mhm.
do want to know that the work that we're putting in, the effort that we're putting in is appreciated.
Mhm.
But we get that. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. I could break my damn back and my neck trying to provide and take care of my situation. Hopefully, I've got somebody to complement that situation and not negate on the other end what I cannot do.
Mhm.
You know, um, it's that's a touchy one, man, and it depends on the person that you're involved with
Mhm.
Correct.
because
Yeah.
The
each
person you involved with and the person you
yeah
Yeah.
chose.
yeah the person
Yeah.
you chose
Because you accountability sets in there,
yeah
because if you chose this person, then and it's not coming together, or you not being a team player in this, or whatever the case may be, then I made the wrong choice
I think like where's the
to
communication
leave.
in the
Yeah.
beginning? What did we come to an understanding in the very beginning of what our situation was going to be?
Mhm.
That's where it gets to each individual. I mean, there's so many different types of people out there. You have those ladies who feel like a man should lead, a man should do this, we should do this, and this. Or you have some ladies out there who are like, I'm a career person, right?
Hmm.
I'm not
Mhm.
gonna sit in the house and just be this, at home
You
mom.
don't want to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. And I fully support somebody who's a
Yeah.
career person that
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
has that type of ambition and stuff, and hopefully we can come together and create a situation that's beneficial for everybody involved.
Yeah, and
Right?
everybody's taking care of everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's why I always, what I'm saying, now in my life, and I say it over and I say it over again, that regardless of religious restrictions, regardless of societal restrictions, or your morals or your standards, or whatever the case may be, I think that, what I'm saying, two individuals, when they come together, they should write their own script
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
according to how they want to live. You know
Yeah.
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because, me, what I'm saying, one of the requirements that, what I'm saying, I do, I want to build together. I want to us to get out there and do things to where we can supply for the way of life that we love to
Yeah.
live
Yeah.
Definitely.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did this, man. We
Yeah.
doing this. We did this. You
That's
know what
the
I'm saying?
whole
Not
point.
only that, it
Yeah.
opens up a whole brand new conversation piece, because when you're off doing what you got to do and I'm off doing what I got to do, when we come in and we meet at places over the dinner table and we winding down,
Mm-hmm.
man, we got a whole bunch of conversation and business to chop it up about, to,
Mhm.
say, get rid of that stuff we just came back from.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then we can deal with the sticky stuff
Yeah.
later on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it is a factor in this essence, you know what I'm saying? Because they have to be negating on this particular statement that we're talking about. They have to be negating on the fact that that particular woman is a stay-home woman, or those women that they're talking about, stay-home women. And in that capacity, a stay-home woman has to understand, if she wants to live a certain way of life, then he has to get out there and get it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So what you're giving up in that is time
Yeah.
him around the house.
There's gonna be
Uh-huh.
some kind of
Definitely.
Oh,
sacrifice.
well, they did it back in
Yeah.
the day. Well, it is not back in the day now. You know what
No,
I'm
it's
saying? This
not.
is not back in the day. There's so many more things to accomplish and do
Yeah.
and engage in. So
Yeah.
therefore, yeah, if you want a man to have a blue collar job and go to work 8 hours a day and come home, and and y'all good with that,
But hell, it's not even that way anymore. Like you could make $27 an hour and still be living check to check today
man, for
Yeah,
real.
for
because of the
real.
way the economy is.
Yeah,
So now you find people who are having to get part-time jobs on the side or work on the weekends when
yeah.
that
Yeah.
time you would have normally been spending with family. Now you're out there grinding, doing DoorDash and shit like that.
Yeah.
Spending the afternoon trying to get gas money for the week and that kind of stuff, man. It's just we have to evolve with the situation. You said something earlier about like when we come together in the beginning, um, like society's rules basically. If we're living by society's rules, we are both already wrong.
Yeah. Well,
We are both already
And
wrong.
sprinkle some religion in there too.
Already wrong. Already you said it. We should be writing our own script. We write our own parameters and we create our own world that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
and what I was gonna say too, it's a give and take, like you were saying earlier. Was it you or I forgot which one of you guys were
I
saying
said
it?
it.
It was
Mm-hmm.
yeah. What we have to realize is that like you said, if someone's going to be a provider, they're going to be gone most of the day. So you have to understand that, hey, he's not going to be there to
Mm-hmm.
always be affectionate or always be in your face. And I feel like sometimes as women, we want it all. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? We want you to be a provider. We want to give we want you to give us affection. We want you to be here for us. We want you to be in our face. We want you to cuddle with us. We want you to do this and do that and do that. Sometimes men don't have I feel like all those personalities that you want them to have.
Yeah.
So sometimes it is a give and take. Sometimes, okay, he's a provider, but he's not going to be there for you all the time.
mhm.
Especially if you're a stay at home mom, he might not be there for the family
Yeah.
every day, all day, because he has to go out there and grind all day, every day.
God
So I
forbid
just
he's
feel
in the
like, you
military
know what
or
I'm
some
saying?
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just feel like sometimes it's a give and take too. Like you can't expect everything when it comes to a man that is a provider, I feel. And I feel like sometimes women forget that and we get selfish a little bit.
Even if it's the man or even if it's the woman
Yeah.
that's the breadwinner, you know what I'm saying? It applies both ways, just like Tia said, started off her statement. It really does. Because if the woman's out there getting the bag or whatever the case may be, and the man is to stay home or whatever the case may be, the person that chooses to live based lifestyle in that capacity, when the one that's at home, get you something to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Create your own individuality. There's fundraisers, type of things, and nonprofit organizations that you can start or do or whatever the case may
Hmm.
be, or just get you a little part-time gig or whatever the case
Mm-hmm.
may be
Yeah.
that aligns
Or a
with your
hobby.
passions and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That's a very important,
Yeah.
But I know one thing that I'm not gonna do, man, because I done already threw them away. I do not have any Superman draws. So
Ah,
look, if you could debunk one myth about sex, or two, or a couple, or whatever the case may be, because I'm quite sure there's a lot of them out there. What myth would you debunk, Jay?
I knew you were gonna hit me first. Like
Hang on with the
I'm
heat.
still stuck in the question really because
Yeah.
I haven't heard many many just myths about sex. Like I don't know, maybe it's just not
There-
my experience so far.
There's myths. The bigger, the better.
Yeah, there is.
There's myth on vagina or whatever the case. After she has a kid, and you know what I'm saying. This that, and the other.
Okay.
There's myths about
Yeah.
if this
Skin
happens while
girls.
you're having sex, you know what I'm saying. This means this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. So there's
Yeah,
yeah,
there is.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I've matter of fact, it was like my grandmother. She was talking like when I first got with my daughter's mother back in the day. She was talking about if you hit it in a certain point. I can't remember her exact words,
The
but she
G
was like,
spot.
if you hit it in a certain point, you're gonna have a boy or a girl,
Oh
right?
Oh,
my
whoa.
God.
And
I've
so,
never heard
and
that one.
then her mom ended up getting pregnant, and I just knew it was gonna be a boy. Like I felt it. I knew it was gonna be a boy. Then the minute my daughter jumped out of mom's stomach, I was like, no. Don't get me wrong, I love my daughter to
Yeah,
death,
yeah.
right? But
But
I
she
was
she
one,
fooled on
yeah,
that one.
yeah. I just knew it was gonna be a boy, man. I had my Spider-Man shit in my head already. I was gonna get him. His room was gonna be hooked up in
So
Transformers
you
and
thought you
everything.
hit her in that spot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But that was one of them that was like pretty funny. I didn't really consider like what you were talking about were myths. Like the bigger your feet, the bigger it
Right,
is,
right,
bigger the
right,
rod is, and all
right.
that stuff.